Raindrops. Look, I have on my comforter, child, my little blanket. I'm sleepy. I'm about to go to bed, child. No eye mask today. Today, I have on my blankie that I use when I go to bed. So, before we get started, because this is the mood that I'm in, don't be alarmed. I'm not giving you P. Diddy and Mace vibes in the 90s. This is not a bad boy family reunion, okay? No, this is not a replica of Jocelyn's Fora, okay? This is not Chinchilla. PETA, don't come after me, child. Okay, before we get started, make sure you like and subscribe to this channel and hit the notification button so you don't miss an episode. All right. Um, Real talk. I don't know how long this video is going to be. Um, Look, let's just let's go there. So, in the world of reality television, everybody goes through this. Okay, every show has one, mine included. Before y'all try, Carla, yeah. My show's included. Everybody has what we call a filler episode. Now, it's troubling when your filler episode's episode 8, but nonetheless, it's a filler episode. Tonight's episode was a filler. It did not fill me up. It did not feel it did not fulfill my destiny. Hey, Beyonce, Kelly, Michelle. Um, it was a snooze. It was boring. It was. And look, I told y'all last week how much I enjoyed last week's episode. I really did like last week's episode. So I was really geeked tonight about like, yo, I'm looking forward to seeing this episode. I did not even watch the BET Awards because I wanted to watch Atlanta because I really enjoyed last week's episode. And I was really looking forward to the Sheree and Candy sit down because it was so hyped up and anticipated. And that was we'll get into that in a second. Look, tonight was the look, we have more episodes to go. Wait, are we halfway through the season? I think it's 16. Is it 16 episodes? Bitch, is it 16 episodes? Tonight was episode 8. 8 more to go. And then next week we got the reunion of Kim. Hey Kim, Deshaun and Lisa Wu. That seems to be the only good thing in that episode next week. Oh. Okay, let's get right into it. Um, Look, tonight was the most boring episode of the season. And look, every show sometimes has one. Is what we in the business call a filler episode. Now, normally your filler episode happens when you get a really big dramatic moment that happens in the previous episode. Normally it's like a big dramatic moment, then you get a filler episode to calm people down, right? Or when the cast is on a cast trip, okay, and they've been shooting every day around the clock for like a week, and then when you come back home, you decompress and you have a week off of filming. And then because of that, that episode may be a filler episode. So I am surprised that tonight's episode was a filler episode because I felt like the previous episode, nothing major happened to warrant the next episode to be as filler as it was. Literally nothing happened in this episode. And if y'all think it did, then I'm going to quit my job and sell blankets. Okay? At 13 Below, Filene's Basement, Dots, and Ross. Okay? So let's get into it. And this is the gag. Y'all gonna disagree with me? Maybe you won't. Yes, I wear rings to bed. I mean, look, somebody got to get all this brown sugar. Hey, African. Anyways, look, um, the episode started off with Drew and Ralph. And this was the other reason why I was really looking forward to this episode tonight, because the previous episode, they showed the sneak peek, and we all saw Drew and Ralph talk about how Drew's sister, who used to be her manager, has an issue with Ralph. And the sister thinks that Ralph is controlling. Okay. I was looking forward to seeing this conversation take place. I don't know about y'all. I am invested in Ralph and Drew storyline. And we are at the midway mark of the season. And it has not been any indication that these two are on the verge of a divorce. There's no signs. There's nothing pointing to that Drew and Ralph are at odds. And I'm a little angry about that. And the reason why I'm angry about it is because me, the Raindrops, and the world, we're looking forward to seeing what happened between these two. And the previews that we saw of tonight's episode, I was like, okay, we're slowly getting into what could have happened. So when Drew and Ralph were in the kitchen talking about her sister and how Ralph banned the sister from the house, yo, I was like, this is the stuff I am hungry for. I don't care about the shade when it comes to businesses. We'll get to that in a second. I said this once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. I love Personal Story. We love this show because this show gave personal story like no other. Like no other. No other. This show gave that. We're not seeing anything where Drew and Ralph are giving us more than what we are bargaining for. We want more from them. I thought the first scene in tonight's episode was like, okay, they're getting into like some backstory in terms of how Ralph's macho, is it macho-isms or chisms? Child, I could barely say notifications. Notification. So I don't know. Let's just say his bravado. Okay. We know that Ralph is arrogant. We know that Ralph likes to fly to Florida on Spirit Airlines out of the Atlanta airport and make sure that he's there alone to have a retreat. Okay. We were aware of that. So to know that Drew's sister was banned, I'm invested. I want more of that. More of that. And the moment I was like, okay, the first scene to me, the first scene in the episode with Drew and Ralph, was here for it. I was here for it. I was here for it. I loved it. I loved it. Because it wasn't about, oh, me and the girls are getting into it. Marlo this, Candy that, She by Sheen. I mean, Sheree that. Hey, Sheree. Sheree knows I love her. We desired that. We want to see more of Drew. So I was very disappointed that, okay, y'all mean to tell me y'all taped this scene between Drew and Ralph, and it was good. It was really good. And when the sister came in town, y'all had the sister show up at Drew's music video around all of these people, the extras, the camera crew, the cast, and we don't get a real one-on-one moment between Ralph and the sister where they can really hash out their issues and differences. what the is going on here? I was like, so we're Drew, you know I love you. And no shade to your music video. I'm happy for you. But that music video could have happened in next week's episode. This episode should have given us story moving forward between Drew, Rap, and the sister. Drew, Rap, and the sister should have been at home having a deep conversation where Rap is like, yo, what's the issue? What's the problem? On Love and Marriage Huntsville, we got Maurice, Kimmy, and his ex-wife Kaiwa sitting down talking about his son Monster. We flew Kaiwa to town. You come to town, Kaiwa? Let's go. We didn't have Kaiwa show up at the Black Expo event. We didn't have Kaiwa show up at Mimosas with Melody. No. Kaiwa, you coming to the crib, yo, because y'all gonna sit down with no interruption and having a deep conversation. We were robbed of Drew, Rap, and the sister sitting down, just the three of them, having a deep conversation about their issues. And I think if that would have happened, it could have been a glimpse into what we know is going to end the season, and that's Drew and Rap rushing to the courthouse to file for divorce. I really wanted to see that. We're missing the mark here. Instead, we got to see. Child, I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there. I'm not. I'm just gonna say we were subjected to some scenes that should have never, ever, ever seen the light of day. Just saying. We should have seen more of that. So I'm invested in Drew and Ralph. And I want to see something that gives me a glimpse into what we know is happening between them towards the end of the season. And the fact that we're not getting that, it's like, why the fuck am I watching? Whatever. So that's that. The other interesting thing that happened in this episode was the sit down between Kandi and Sheree. I enjoy seeing the OGs have a one-on-one, because that to me is the essence of Roja, okay, of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Think about it. We had Nene, Sheree, epic sit down. You know, Nene and Kim, epic sit down. So a one-on-one is always good when it comes to Atlanta. And because I do feel like Sheree's the anchor this season, I love the fact that she initiated the sit down with Kandi. Now, when it comes to the scene, I thought it was funny. Listen, we love fun shade. So for them to go back and forth in terms of their business, I thought it was funny. And look, they both made good points. I understand both sides, okay? When it comes to She by Sheree, everybody knows that it is the butt of the joke. Everybody jokes about She by Sheree because of the history surrounding the brand, okay? Besides Skinny Girl, She by Sheree is the most popular brand that has ever come out of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And you have to give Sheree that. It really has. One thing I know about this show is this. When it comes to their businesses, the peach holders, let me just say that. The peach holders always had this pact to where, look, we could throw shade about a lot of stuff. Let's not go there when it comes to our business and our kids, okay? Obviously, a lot of them broke the rule because we know Phaedra and Cynthia had an epic showdown at season 7 reunion about their businesses. The Bailey Agency, bar none, Phaedra being a lawyer with no clients. So it was always rooted in fun shade, okay? But fundamentally, the girls always made a pact like, look, bitch, don't come for my business, because that's how we make money off of the show. So they always had that pact. Now, when somebody tried it, that's when they used to go for the jugular. So that's the history of the Atlanta Housewives. They always said, let's not go with the kids or the business. And again, every once in a while, somebody will break the rule. And when they break the rule, then all bets are off. Now, Sheree has never, ever spoken about Kandi's businesses the seasons that she's been on the show. She's never talked about it. Never. Never. Because of this pact that the girls had. So because Kandi and Sheree had this social media beef last season while the episodes were airing, Kandi did a Mad TV skit where she talked about Sheree and the other girls. And then on her YouTube, she talked about the business, which I always thought was surprising because there's other things to shade someone at. And me just being honest, I was surprised that Kandi talked about her business because that's the one thing that she especially never, ever wanted to have the girls do to her. And to her credit, it was something that she never did to anyone else. So I was surprised that in her response to what she felt like Sheree was shading her, she had the audacity to go for the business. I was surprised that happened. The whole She by Sheen thing, listen, Black Twitter came up with She by Sheen. It's not original, based on what happened. But it was funny that they talked about it. And because of that, Sheree felt the need to also shade Kandi's Tags Boutique, which, by the way, I forgot she had a clothing store. So when Sheree was like, I supported your Tags Boutique and I bought shirts that you washed them one time, and and then Kandi clapped back and said, but at least you had it. That was good. Look, we love fun shade. So I thought it was a good, fun shade. And I love the fact that at the end of the day, it goes to show you that the girls don't have to go super dark in order to give us good television. That was a moment for good TV. It was. I thought that Kandi and Sheree were both good sports, saying, we see each other. We're going to shade each other now. But in the end, it ain't that deep. And I think that's the beauty of the OGs, right? Is the fact that when it's not that deep, they know how to shade each other, read each other, and not have it get to a place where it's dark. So I did like that scene. And then we saw Marlo's date. I mean, look, I've been on double dates with Marlo. Marlo has met the African. We've been on double dates. The double dates I've been on with Marlo, I ain't gonna tell your business. I'm not. All I'll say is, the day she had tonight, I've never seen that type when we used to have a Ponderosa. But hey, it's nice to try something new. So look, I like seeing Marlo soft, and it was nice to really see her in that light. Did I think it was worthy of an episode ender? No. But it was nice to see her being giggly and fun. Because the thing with Marlo, as we saw in the car, where she just had, Marlo, you were doing so well in this episode, baby. You talked about foster care Fridays, which, by the way, Marlo, I love that idea. Foster care Fridays, I love, 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 love. That's how you use your platform to spread a message based on your experience. So I loved it. Kudos, bitch. Loved it. But then Marlo, girl, you in the car talking about Drew is shaped like a square. Marlo, you go too far with the shade. Drew did not do anything, Marlo, for you to call her a box body beauty. Like, Marlo. I digress. Anywho, it was nice to see Marlo on the date. Do I think this is Marlo's happily ever after? No. But it is what it is. It is what it is. And I think that's all that happened. I said, look, I don't know what else to say. I I didn't like this episode. To me, it was the worst episode of the season. It was. And then the previews to next week's episode. I mean, look, I'm 1000% looking forward to seeing Sheree, Kim, Lisa Wu, and Deshaun Snow in a scene together. I'm looking forward to that. But based on the previews, I don't see anything else happening next week either. So look, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's like I said to y'all weeks ago. I think tonight's episode is a reminder of how, look, I may not recap every episode. I was really struggling to find things to talk about in this episode. And even that was a stretch. It was. But look, that's my opinion. Let me know in the comments what you think. Did y'all like tonight's episode? Do we think this season so far is better than last season or worse than last season? Or is it too early to tell? Let me know in the comments. That's all I got. That's all I got. I have nothing else for y'all. But look, my new show, Love and Marriage Detroit, premiered this past Saturday. And if you missed the premiere episode, go on the OWN app, on demand, or your DVR and check the premiere episode. Thank you all who loved it. We trended #3. Y'all really love this show. And it's only the first episode. So make sure y'all watch it every Saturday, 9 o'clock, 8 Central on the Oprah Winfrey Network, following Love and Marriage Huntsville. And look, I may see y'all next week. I may not. I'm just being real. Tonight was a stretch for me. But let me go to bed, child. Take out my fora. Bye.